All right, and moving on, Russia says it continues to view NATO as a significant threat to its national security due to its military capabilities and planned increase in military spending. Well, this as it continued to conduct airstrikes on eastern Ukraine. At least 2 people have been killed and 22 others have been wounded in the latest Russian attacks on a shopping area in Dobropilya in eastern Ukraine. Now, according to regional authorities, Russia dropped a 500-kilogram bomb on Dobropilya, destroying 54 shops and 13 buildings around the crowded square. Condemning the Russian airstrike, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky said there was no military justification for the attack.
Це просто жахливий, тупий російський терор.
This is just horrific, senseless Russian terror. There is no military sense in their strikes, only an attempt to take as many lives as possible. All of Russia today is engaged in such despicable strikes. We will respond. We will work with our partners to force Russia to end the war.
Будемо працювати з партнерами заради того.
Now, as Ukraine waits for promised U.S. military aid to help fight Russians, young recruits are joining the fight against Russian forces and are being trained in Kiev. Ukrainian youth are to join the 3rd Separate Assault Brigade as intense battle on Ukraine's front line rages on. Meanwhile, Sergei Shoigu, Russian Security Council Secretary, criticized NATO's latest summit, calling it Trump's summit. He accused European countries of succumbing to U.S. pressure to increase defense spending to 5% of the GDP by 2035. Now, he cited the alliance's militarization and the European Union's defense build-up as risks to global stability. The European Union executive proposed a $2.3 trillion long-term budget focused on tackling overseas competition and Russian aggression, but it was quickly shot down by Germany, the bloc's largest member. Well, the budget earmarked up to 100 billion euros for the reconstruction of war-torn Ukraine, as well as substantial new flexibility funds kept available in event of crisis. Now, Germany said that EU budget was not acceptable at a time when all member states are making considerable efforts to consolidate their national budgets.
We are setting aside 100 billion euros for Ukraine. You know, we have the Ukraine facility for reconstruction. It was initially, with the midterm review, filled with 50 billion. These are slowly but surely going down in the amounts, and therefore we are suggesting 100 billion euros to fill up again the Ukraine facility to support recovery, resilience, and of course their path to the EU membership.
Now, as the war in Ukraine rages on, Russia is ramping up its infrastructure development. Russian President Vladimir Putin visited the Magnitogorsk iron and steel works in the east of Ural Mountains, boosting the morale of his workers.
Более 70% всех наших выбросов измеряется онлайн постоянно датчиками.